Happy Friday, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm excited for another great episode. This is the second one for the new year. So I want to say Happy New Year to those of you who are new to watching the channel. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm really excited for today. We're going to talk about CBD scams and what to look out for. And before we get started, I'd like to thank so much to wonderful sponsors. So I want to let you guys know just a little bit about what I'm dealing with. For me, I'm dealing with a lot of pain right now in my neck down to my hands, and so I've been dealing with it for about three and a half weeks now, and most of the time I've been in bed rest. And I say this because I'm really excited to just continue to try different products, educate myself, and see how I can help the community. And one of the sponsors tonight is Greenway DNA. So for the past 2 years, I've been contemplating on if I wanted to give my DNA to someone to check so I can find the results. And I had to realize that, Bevon, you've been in the military for years. Of course, nothing's going to happen. And so, because I'm in pain and because I have anxiety, depression, and I know that my family have a history of other diseases, being able to get my DNA tested and then find out what cannabinoids and terpenes is going to be able to help me heal as I go through the next 5, 10 years. And so, really excited about Greenway. And Greenway is empowering your path to wellness. So basically, what you do, you use this kit, um, put it by saliva into the container, and then you ship it off to Greenway. In about a month, you'll get back your results, and then you can take the results to either your doctor or somebody who can create products for you, mixing with the recommended cannabinoids and terpenes that you needed. And so I'm excited. I'm gonna be testing it this week, full of video, and I'll post it next week for you guys. And then once the results come in, I'll be able to talk more about it here on YouTube and also on various platforms. And in the meantime, if you'd like to get one, please use the code CBDHOW, all caps, for 10% off the DNA kit. And so the link is in the description here. And so today I want to talk about CBD scams. I want to look up for. Being in the industry for the past 4 years, I've seen so many different scams. I've seen so many people trying to take advantage of the industry, whether it's synthetic CBD, whether it's product that doesn't have any to little CBD in it. And so I'm really grateful for the Ministry of Hemp. They're one of the platforms I've been following since 2016. They put a really great blog on CBD scams, frauds, and bad ideas. And so they had 5 different topics. I'm gonna go over it and then give you my take on what I've seen in the industry and why it's important for you, whether you're a consumer or you are a brand, how to navigate what's coming. And then I'll give you my own take on 2 of the topics that I feel like you should look out for when you shop in CBD, and also as a brand, why those 2 things are important. So the first thing we're going to talk about is CBD infused items like pillows, clothing, mattresses. And prior to COVID, there were different infused pillow companies winning awards at large trade shows. I'm not going to say the name of the trade shows, but large cannabis trade shows in Vegas, you see CBD infused pillows winning awards. And for me, as an educator and an advocate in the industry, I have to take pause because I'm like, this is just a gimmick, right? Like, how in the world a CBD infused pillowcase, a pillow, a mattress, or even clothing, some of the brands that I've seen posted for clothing says you buy the CBD infused yoga pants, it lasts you 12 washes. How the CBD infused in the nano CBD is infused in the fibers. And for me, that's just BS. Being in the industry, it's like, think about this logically. Your skin is the largest organ in there. And there's not too many studies that I've seen. Actually, I haven't seen any studies that show conclusively that cannabinoids can penetrate the skin into the bloodstream via clothing, right? We see that rubbing it in is able to help some of us heal and deal with pain, but we haven't seen anything when it comes to clothing. And so you're wasting your money, to be honest. It's better off you just buying some clothing, buying a pillow, buying a mattress that's comfortable for you, because you spend majority of your life in bed. And so save your money. Use Get your tincture, get you some cream, rub it on your body, but stay away from mattresses and pillows. It's very ridiculous. For one, it's expensive, and there's no way that any of these things, including CBD bracelets, are able to help you heal and get the medication that you need when it comes to cannabinoids. So the second one we've seen so much when it came to COVID and what's happening back in March. You see everybody jumping to selling CBD hand sanitizers. People started selling immune boosting claims saying that CBD is able to help you with COVID, XYZ. There's there's no real data. There's studies that's been put out, but once again, this is brand new, right? COVID is just happening for us now in the industry, and so you have to take pause and say, hey, these products are not legit. One, we see that the FDA and the FTC is cracking down. Brands so far has been hit with $75,000, $100,000 in fines over the past couple of weeks. And so this is, as a brand, you do not want to make claims. Jumping into like CBD hand sanitizer, adding CBD to the product is not a good look for you as a brand. For one, the CDC has guidelines on how to make proper hand sanitizers, and CBD is not one of their approved ingredients to add to hand sanitizer. So you want to be very careful as a consumer when it comes to buying these products. And as a brand, you have to be careful because you're misleading your consumers, which in turn have consequences, like I said, fines. And two, at the end of the year, we have believed that based on the regulations and compliance, about 70%, a lot of people in the industry thinks about 70% of those of you who are brands will be out of business at the end of 2021 because of regulations and what's coming. And so you have to be very careful here when it comes to what you're selling. And as a brand, please give people the right products that they need. And as consumers, you have to be careful about what it is you want and where you want to spend your money. So the third item is a big one, MLM, right? And personally, MLM for me is the fact that these MLMs are 9 times out of 10 pyramid schemes. And I say that because the people at the top are the ones that make the money, the ones at the bottom doesn't. And so let's take XYZ MLM company, right? So I'm a sales rep for XYZ sales company. I am selling my products. I have to constantly buy the products and sell it to you, the consumer, or to you and your family. And what tends to happen is a lot of the people who are selling end up constantly buying products. The brand is making money, but a person who is the affiliate of the MLM is not making money. And on a grand scheme of thing, right? Let's say you have an affiliate code for this MLM, and it's XYZ. Your affiliate code can be John123. You sell your products to a grandmother or aunt, and a month go on, 2 months go on, the person cannot have access to you. They cannot find you. They're not going to remember your affiliate code 9 times out of 10. So they're just going to go to XYZ CBD and buy the product. So you missing out on sale, right? And also, by you constantly promoting these brands, they're getting all this advertisement for free because you're the one buying the products, having all this hard time selling, and the person above you is the one that's making money. So you have to be very careful when it comes to MLMs. I'm never going to say that the product is bad. I've seen some of them who have decent products, but there's no proper education. And the people who are the ones selling are not the ones who are reaping the benefits. It's always the ones up top. And then we've seen some other MLM companies where the sales reps are the ones who have to pay for training, pay to go to the so-called networking weekend getaway, where you really don't get the help you want to get. They're only feeding you information for you to sell instead of teaching you what you need to learn to talk to a consumer and have them understand what it is that you're selling. And so the next topic, we're going to talk about Amazon. And I don't recommend buying products on Amazon. I don't recommend as a brand selling products on Amazon. For one, there is no transparency, there's no integrity in there. A lot of the products that you see on Amazon are hemp oil. It may say hemp on there to make you think that it's CBD, but it's not. And as a consumer, you have to, I recommend doing your due diligence and finding out what is in these products. Like I said, on many of my videos on YouTube and social media, that a lot of brands say they have 1,000 milligrams on there. They may only have 600. They may only have 500. And you're paying all your hard-earned money for a product that may not have what it says in there. And there's no way to guarantee that on Amazon. We've seen how Amazon has problems with a lot of fake reviews, and that's going to happen when it comes to CBD at some point. We know that Amazon is doing beta testing overseas in the UK, and we'll see what happens. But please do not buy any products on Amazon. Look for brands that's reputable, brands that you can build um, consistency with, brands that you can build engagement with, brands who are able to answer your questions, that has good or great customer service, brands who are small businesses who need your help, rather than going on Amazon or Groupon or eBay or many of these other platforms here where there's no transparency. You do not know where the products come from. Is the product coming from overseas? Is there really good quality control? I've seen in the industry where so many regular brands have their containers full of CBD isolate in the wide open. They have dogs just walking around, running around the products. You don't know like what kind of contamination that's in there. And I've seen so many brands who are making products in a home where pets are running around, babies. People are making products holding the baby in the hands. And this is what's happening in the industry. And this is why when the regulations really hit, a lot of you will be gone. And so as an advocate and as a person who's a consumer, I highly recommend questioning everything, following us on CBD How, Recipe Reviews, and all the platforms that we have available for you to provide you with direction and a good source of where to get quality products. So that's Amazon, right? And the last one, number 5 here on Ministry Hemp is what they call fraud, lead-filled CBD products put consumers at risk. So last year we saw so many cases of brands testing positive for lead, especially in Florida. Um, we did a video on this platform, you can check it out, where we talk about one of the causes, which was the granular droppers. On the droppers, there's like the lines and the numbers on there that tell you the dosage. We've seen that some of those came from China, and we talked to Dr. Ben Chu from DB Labs, was a really good interview that we did, Mike and I, and it shows that there's cases of this just like popping up left and right. And if you're susceptible to immune issues, these heavy metals and toxins going to make you sick, right? If you're someone who's elderly taking these products, who just have medical issues, these products that have lead or contaminations on here can get you sick. Some people, the last thing we want is to see you end up in the hospital and having really bad complications here. This is why it's important for you to be able to check lab reports, ask questions, and make sure that the brands that you're buying from are reputable. And so, like one of the classes that I'm teaching right now, we talk about hemp, and hemp is a great plant because it absorbs all the heavy metals and toxins in the soil. If you have a field that's contaminated, you can grow hemp, through a couple of cycles, and it will help clean the soil for you. That's how wonderful hemp is. And just imagine all those things that it absorbs, where it goes to, right? It goes into the buds, it goes into the cannabinoids, and whether you smoke or use it to make edibles, that comes back into your system. So lead exposure is serious, and according to the FDA, lead is poisonous to humans and can affect people of any age or health status. But it's especially dangerous to vulnerable populations like children, pregnant females, and people with pre-existing conditions. Lead builds up in your system over time, so even low-level exposure can be dangerous down the road. And while most people selling lead-tainted products probably aren't doing so maliciously, there's simple no excuse for putting your consumers at risk of serious health problems, even permanent neurological damage. And so this is from the Ministry of Hemp. Like I said, these are some of the things here that's happening in the industry, and I want you guys to know that it's important for you to watch out as you go forward with buying products to help you. And because of the pandemic, a lot of people are looking for ways to be healthier, and we know that CBD and hemp itself is a good product for you to use towards getting homeostasis and helping you in your ECS system to thrive, right? And so, for me, my own take on this is there's no transparency or lack of transparency in many of the CBD brands that's out here. For me, I love networking and talking to small brands because I get to talk to them. I get to mingle with the owners. I get to see how they operate. I get to engage with them. And for me, that's important because as an advocate, I want to make sure that I'm able to provide you all with brands that I trust, especially as I deal with brands who are going to sponsor our education platform. It's important to investigate and make sure that you're covered. And then one of the most biggest important thing for me, I've been talking about this for years, is lab report. Lab reports are very important for you to understand how to read one. And we have a course over on CBD How. We're launching our new education platform on the 18th. So not this Monday, but the following Monday, the class called How to Read a Lab Report is going to be available for you for free. And so I'm excited for you guys to be able to understand what's in the lab report. Some things like batch IDs where you can verify what's on there, and making sure that if you're buying 1,000 milligram CBD oil or 500 milligram cream, that the lab report is accurate. And there's so much information on there that you can read and be able to understand. And I go through it piece by piece from mycotoxin, checking for cannabinoid content, the terpenes, and then verifying by calling the lab and saying, hey, is this accurate? So this is some of the things that I have seen, and I wanted to make sure that you guys are able to feel comfortable when it comes to scams. So I hope this open your eyes a little bit about what's going on in the industry. I know a lot of people feel like CBD is a snake oil. It's not. It does wonderful. It's been helping me for the longest. It's helping with anxiety and depression, and I'm really grateful for where it's going. And I know that CBD and hemp is $1 trillion industry, even though most people say that, hey, it's $1 billion, right? It's in the billions. For me, it's trillions based on just my experience in the industry, networking, and talking to people behind the scenes. I've seen where they're gearing up to mix CBD with many drugs like LDN, and just the long-term person in me, I find that at some point they're going to mix CBD with many medications. So we know CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens, all those big brands are gearing up. They're starting to test the water right now with a lot of topicals. And as soon as regulations, FDA, the Congress get their act together and get over election and get back to governing, this is what's coming. So appreciate you guys. Can't wait to see you guys next Friday at 8 p.m. If you have any questions, please let me know. Once again, I appreciate it so much. You guys have been wonderful, and always, continue to help and heal yourself.